Welcome back, everyone, to the next installment of Chaos Child. Senri, or whatever she calls herself, may be dead? That seems a little convenient, but I guess we'll see what happens. Meanwhile, October 27th. Riko Haida's condo was cut off from sunlight by the surrounding buildings, making the whole place feel somehow gloomy. Mio Kunosato was standing there, her eyes as cold as ever. She'd gone through all the wooden shelves and colored boxes on the walls, read every last document and receipt inside, and found nothing.
警察が持っていったものの中には本当に何もなかったんだな。
ああ、俺が全部チェックしたんだ。間違いない。
Several days had passed since the death of the woman they believed to be Senri Minamisawa. The body had long since been taken out for an autopsy. A few pieces of evidence, like the table the body had been found on, had been taken by the police, but Shinjo said the clue she was looking for wasn't among them.
何も出てこない。無駄足だったのか。
She'd spent 2 hours searching the room. Even she was starting to feel a little concerned, but she shook her head to drive the thoughts from her mind. Next, she pulled out the magazines and comics from the shelf and began to check if anything was hidden between the pages. This can't be Senri's place. Or if it is, something must be going on, because comics? Her?
No.
なんだ。
Shinjo was leaning up against the wall and watching her, a frown on his face.
この部屋は完全な密室だった。彼女以外誰も出入りした痕跡がなく、凶器の鉄筋も彼女自身が持ち込んだものだ。
それがどうした？
彼女はどうやって死んだんだろうな。自殺か他殺かも含めて。
私は探偵じゃない。密室犯罪のトリックなど知るか？
そういう話をしてるわけじゃない。ギガロマニアックスの死に関して君の意見を求めてるんだ。
Shinjo sounded unhappy as he turned to look at the spot where the burnt body had been found.
ギガロマニアックスはいわゆる超能力者とは違う。他人と妄想を共有することで初めて能力が発現する。つまりここが誰の目も届かない閉鎖空間だったのなら、南沢千里はただの人間と同じだ。パイロキネシスなど使えるはずがない。
I mean, I suppose theoretically she could have been in the room by herself and been video chatting with somebody, as long as they could see, right?
だが、ここは閉鎖空間とは違う。例えば、窓の外から誰かが覗いていれば、妄想の共有など簡単にできる。
いや、そこまでは俺も考えたさ。
なら、何を悩むことがある？ここもダメか。
Kunosato finished checking all the bookshelves and looked around the room, uncertain of what to do next. There wasn't a lot of furniture or appliances. The place was rather plain. The closet and desk were the first places she'd checked, but she still hadn't found what she was looking for.
ここに住んでいたのが南沢千里なら、例の委員会につながるヒントくらい出てくると思ったんだが。あるいは奴らのことだ。私より先にすでに回収済みということか。くそ、だいたい事件の発生から時間が経ちすぎだ。直後にここを調べられたら連中を出し抜けたかもしれないのに。
She looked over her shoulder and glared at Shinjo. It took effort to stop herself from bitching him out.
上等だ。絶対に突き止めてやる。
Kunosato decided to search the whole room once more. All the paperwork inside the messy desk used the name Riko Haida. It was nothing but receipts and utility bills. But there was no sign of a bill for a phone or internet service. She'd had neither, it seemed. There was no sign of her even having a landline phone.
確かに。電話がどこにもないな。
She looked around the room and found the phone jack, but it was covered in dust and showed no signs of ever having been used. The only other things she found among the papers were receipts for food and drink from a convenience store. Senri Minamisawa had never cooked. Convenience store food was all she ate.
これじゃあ食費もバカにならなかったろ。
How would she pay for it all? Yeah, that's what I was wondering. How would she pay to live here? The police were trying their hardest to find out, but there was no sign of a bank book or credit card in the room, and they didn't know anything about her bank account either. Does she provide the illusion, or have someone to provide the illusion of her paying for it?
金の出所は委員会じゃないのか。せめて口座番号だけでも分かれば尻尾がつかめるもの。
南沢千里は23日の深夜から24日の未明にかけて宮代君たちの前に姿を現してる。そして焼死体となって発見されたのはその24日の夜だ。ということは彼女が死んだのはその間ということになる。
Kunosato had been so lost in thought that she hadn't even realized Shinjo was talking to her.
あ？なんだ？
南沢千里が最後に目撃されてから死体が発見されるまでに20時間ほどあるって話だよ。
それだけあれば十分だろ。
ところがその20時間の間に何が起こったのか、いやそもそも南沢千里が何をしていたのか足取りが全くつかめないんだ。彼女はこのマンションにすら戻ってきていないんだよ。
何？
Kunosato's expression changed for the first time.
24日の防犯カメラに映ってないんだ。一度も。
そんなバカな話があるか。じゃあどうやってここで死んだんだ？
I say she didn't. You can't recognize who the body was, so it might not be her.
だからこうして途方に暮れてるんじゃないか。
映像をチェックしたやつの見落としだろう。
俺も確認したよ。見落としはない。
Shinjo closed his eyes and rubbed them. He'd caused himself a good bit of eye strain.
今映像を確認させてるが、どういうことかさっぱりだ。
わかった。少し考えてみよ
う。助かる。
He covered his face with his left hand, exhausted.
それも含めて、私はもう少しこの部屋を調査させてもらう。あんたは南沢千里がいつどうやってハイダリコという偽の身元を手に入れたのか情報を入手してくれないか。もしかするとそれにも委員会が絡んでいるかもしれない。
ああ、それはもうやってる。
あとこの件の警察発表はいつになる予定だ？
まだ決まってない。いろいろ揉めてるらしい。
ニュースになればもっと南沢千里の情報が集まってくると思うんだがな。
気持ちはわかるが、そう焦るなよ。
わかる？私の何がわかると言うんだ。
She glared at him with daggers in her eyes, but Shinjo shrugged and said nothing.
さてと、ちょっと飯でも食ってくる。君はどうする？
いらない。勝手にしろ。
じゃ、そうさせてもらう。
Shinjo left without trying to invite her a second time, but as he opened the door, he paused as if he'd remembered something.
どれだけ調べてくれても構わないが、マンションの管理人が君を疑ってる。本当に警察の関係者かって。所轄に問い合わせでもされたら厄介だから気をつけろよ。
一応気には留めておく。
一応じゃ困る。怒られるのは俺だ。
And then he laughed, but there was no humor in his voice. Anyway, meanwhile, back at the club. It was after school in the club room, and the twilight streamed in through the open windows. Kazuki was in the corner playing ESO2 and making weird noises. Yeah, I kind of figured. But not pounding the wall, so you know what? Alright. Her battle didn't seem to be going well, and she was making oddly sexy noises. I hope no one outside the room got the wrong idea. That's gotta be some kind of screen grab, right? Oddly sexy noises. I heard a small knock on the door.
ってお前もか。こそこそ覗いてないでさっさと入ってこいって。
大丈夫？お邪魔じゃない？
だから何がお邪魔なんだよ。
Oh, did she hear?
廊下の向こうまで聞こえてるよ、花ちゃん。
Well.
今忙しいから話しかけるなってさ。
たくすごいね。花ちゃん検定があればすぐに1級とか取れるね。
そんなもんいらん。
私のことなんてどうでもいいのねって怒ってるぞ。
違う。私のこと勝手に話題にすんなだ。
すごいすごい。
Sarika smiled and clapped. For some reason, she was really happy.
あれ、今日のんちゃんは？
生徒会。しばらく休んでたから仕事が溜まってるらしい。
川原のやつが来て、今日は新聞部には渡さないとさ。
おお、これは争奪戦だね。よーし、たく、のんちゃんを奪いに行こ
う。いや、いいよ。
I didn't want any more trouble with the student council, or Kawahara, more specifically.
うわぁ、久しぶりにダメなタクに戻った。せっかくかっこよかったのに。
Oof, brutal.
なんだそれ。
だってあんな怖い能力を使う人と対決したり、病院の地下へ潜入したり、とにかく事件を追ってるタクはかっこよかったよ。
そうか。
Kurisu got super mad at me and told me not to go chasing after danger, though. But now that all seemed like the distant past, even though it hadn't even been a week.
本当に事件はもう終わったんだよ。
That night, the 23rd, when there had been no murder, the rest of the world had started to declare that the return of the New Generation Madness was over. Yeah, but of course there has been a murder. We just don't know it yet. But I still hadn't believed it then. I thought that it wasn't over at all. But the next day I'd heard shocking news from Shinjo. Oh, here we go. Just in time. Senri Minamisawa, the woman who'd threatened us so much, was found burnt to death in her condo.
センリが。
僕も有村も映像を確認した。間違いない。
I hope we didn't specify. Maybe we just said that she died, and not that she was freaking impaled lengthwise and burnt like a piece of shish kebab. I spent a long time thinking about that night. Or I said, well, a long time thinking that night. But in the end, I had no choice but to tell Kurisu about her death. When I told her, her eyes went wide, and then she looked down silently. Her long hair hid her face, and I couldn't see her expression.
なんて言っていいかわからないけど、
これで。これで終わったのね。もうタクルやユイを襲うような犯人はいなくなったのね。
だと思うって新庄さんが。
そう。よかった。
She raised her head. Her eyes were a little wet, but she was quietly smiling. The police still hadn't made any announcement about a suspect in the killings being burnt to death. Not only was Senri Minawasawa a minor, but she may have been driven to the crime by Chaos Child Syndrome, the form of PTSD experienced by young survivors of the Shibuya earthquake. Shincho had said it was an extremely delicate matter, and since the circumstances of her death were so strange, the forensics people were getting nowhere. There was an internal war over how the police should release the information.
あとこれは邪推かもしれないけど
It seemed to me that the fact that she was a human test subject at AH Tokyo General might have played a role too. If she became famous, the media and internet might start looking into her past, and they might find out about the human experiments. It would make sense if someone who wanted to avoid that was putting pressure on the police.
おい宮代
あ、悪い。なんだ
あれどうするよ
Ito pointed to the map on the wall.
片付けるかもう使わないかもしれないし
I stood in front of it again. The map was crammed with all the information we'd gathered so far. It all looked faded, like something that had happened a long time ago.
ああ、そうか。
I found 2 photographs on the map that I'd completely forgotten about. The 6th and 7th incidents in the New Generation Madness, Yummy Hand, and DQN Puzzle. And notes next to them read October 28th and November 4th. Yeah, we're not out of the woods yet.
今日って28日なんだよな。
Oh boy.
そうだな
Ito nodded. He seemed to know what I meant. Then I saw another note I'd stuck up there in my own handwriting. It was one I'd been thinking about ever since I was told about Senri Minamisawa's death. Serial killer equals multiple people including pyrokinetic.
事件は終わったんだろうか。本当に。
終わったって言ってるぜみんなそれにさもし他に犯人がいるなら23日だって南沢千里に代わってそいつが事件を起こしたはずだろ
ああ、なるほど。
けど実際は何も起こらなかったってことはこの可能性は消えたってことじゃないのかな
Ito took the note off the map.
もうやめようぜなんつうかさ副部長が辛いと思うんだ俺
I mean, he is right, but it's today. We can wait till the end of the day.
そうだね。しんちゃんの言う通りかも。
ね
そっか。
I remembered Kurisu's sad eyes when I told her about Senri Minamisawa's death.
わかった。こいつの役目はここで終わりにしよう。
I slowly removed the map.
けど、なんか、いきなり壁がすっきりしちゃったね。
ずっとここにあったからな。
ねえ、また何か事件を探そうよ、タク。みんなをあっと驚かせるような事件。
Good luck beating this.
あ、そのために作った新聞部だもんな。
Zerika smiled again the same way she always did. And Ito finally started to grin too.
今度は副部長に怒られない程度の事件にしとこうぜ。
わかってるよ。今回の件でさすがに懲りた。
Even Kazuki turned away from her game and gave me an in agreement. That night, I finally went back to the RV. Yui had finally calmed down and stopped being afraid at night. If Dad, Kurisu, and Yuta were there, she'd probably be fine. Her old friend Uki was there too.
やっぱりここは落ち着くな。
Again, though, it's still the day of a killing, and we just heard that Senri died, not occurring to us that she might be the victim. I don't really want to be alone. I sat in the chair and booted up my PC for the first time in a long while. My inbox was overflowing with spam. It was strange. It always used to annoy me, but now it felt like proof that I'd returned to my old life.
はい、ご苦労さんと。
Of course, I deleted them all immediately, but they didn't piss me off like they used to.
さて。
Come to think of it, I'd forgotten because of everything that happened, but Gannon just sold me the latest edition of Cool Cat Press and I hadn't touched it at all. Damn. How am I ever going to get the babes at this rate? And we immediately go to the freaking joke music. Yup. I took it out from its hiding spot under my desk and started to flip through the pages. It felt like forever since I'd done that too.
1ヶ月目の恋人はどこまで許される？フレンチキス、それともディープキスまで OK。
Apparently the phrases French kissing and deep kissing are just in English.
ふーむ。
Oh wait, she came with us?
なあ、尾上、お前はどう思う？てか、うわ！
Yeah, did we not know she was here? I almost fell out of my chair. Serica was standing behind me, looking over my shoulder. Awkward.
私としては1ヶ月とかあんまり関係ないと思うんだよね。
いやいやいや、そんなことよりお前いつの間に。
ドアの鍵かかってなかったから。
Crap, I'd been so busy reading that I hadn't noticed Erica.
だからって勝手に入ってくんな。ノックくらいしろよ。
She probably did.
でもノックは嫌かなと思って。
Well, you got me there.
え？
タク怖がるかなって。
Fair point. She was right. If I heard knocking now, it might be bad for my heart. She might look like an airhead, but the nice thing about Serica was that you could always count on her to remember things like that.
いいか、繰り返すようだが、この本はいつもゲンさんに押し売りされてるんだ。僕が好んで買ってるわけじゃないからな。そのあたり勘違いするなよ。
What a save. What an excellent save. I put my Cool Cat press back. I put my Cool Cat press back under the desk in a very cool manner.
了解。のんちゃんには秘密にしとくね。
こら待て、僕はそういうこと言ってるんじゃないからな。
それでタクはどうなの？
何が？
だからキスはどこまで OK？
This isn't a vision.
何もしたこともないのにわかるか。
Serica suddenly pursed her lips unhappily.
タクってば忘れちゃったの？
何をだ？
私としたのに。そのファーストキス。
何？
I literally leaped out of my chair. I kissed Serica? When? Where? How? Why? Either this is a childhood thing that we forgot, it was like a little kiddie thing before the coma, or the game's first ever vision did happen? According to Kenji Minamikata's column in Cool Cat Press, a girl's first kiss was more important to her than losing her virginity. And that's why a guy who didn't remember his first kiss was a terrible man, he'd said. Awkward.
まずい。
I was sweating, unable to remember a thing, but Serica just laughed.
まあ許してあげるよ。幼稚園の頃の話だし。
Okay, there you go.
ってそんな昔の話かよ。びっくりさせんな。
And anyway, kisses in preschool didn't count. Probably. But when I told her so, Serica looked upset again.
それより何しに来たんだ？家に帰ったんじゃないのか？
そうなんだけど、なんか少し寂しくなっちゃって、タクの顔を見に来たの。
は？
ほら、最近ずっとみんなで一緒にいたでしょ？もちろん怖い人に狙われたのはすごく嫌だったけど、 それも仲間同士で助け合って乗り越えたって感じで。こういうこと言うとのんちゃんに怒られると思うから内緒だけど、私結構ドキドキしたよ。
そっか。
タクはどうだった？
僕か。僕はどうだろう、わからないな。
ふーん。
She suddenly leaned over right on top of me and reached a hand towards my computer. The sensation on my back was soft and warm. I didn't know how to react whenever she did something like this.
おい、重いからどけって。
Smooth.
重くないよ。失礼だな、君は。
Her white fingers gripped the mouse and she started to move it around.
部室でも言ったけど、私また新しい事件を探したいな。あ、これなんかどう
Sarek opened a site for explorers of abandoned buildings, a popular genre. Most of the articles were about people going into abandoned villages, factories, and mines. Bankrupted, empty amusement parks, and department stores were also popular. They would write essays and upload photos. Some sites would also write about bloody urban legends involving the abandoned buildings or upload photographs with ghosts in them.
こういうのはやり尽くされてるしな。あと背景の侵入って非合法だから、学校の部活でやるのは無理だと思う。
I mean, that's fair, but what about sneaking into the secret area of hospitals?
つまんないの。
Just that sucks. Sarika moved away from me and then lay down on the RV's bed. Then she yawned loudly.
ほら、そこで寝るなよ。
I turned around, but her eyelids were already closed.
早っ。
I quickly stood up and shook her shoulders.
おい、眠いんなら帰って寝ろよ。
今日は泊まってくからいい。
何言ってんだ。僕の寝る場所がなくなるだろ。
大丈夫。私小さいからベッドで一緒に寝られるよ。
そんなわけいくか。
Just as I grabbed her by the arm and tried to lift her up. Phone? My phone started to vibrate in my backpack. It kept going, so it probably wasn't an email or a text, but a phone call. I had no choice but to leave Sarika on the bed while I went to answer it. I looked at the screen and saw the call was from Ito.
今頃なんだろう。新しい事件のネタでも見つけたのか。
I answered the phone.
もしもし、どうした伊藤？
It is not Ito, is it?
アットちゃん見たか？
I was wrong, wasn't I? His voice was tense and anxious.
アットチャンネル？
とにかく見てみろ。ニュージェネ関連のスレならどこでもいい。
Oh boy.
なんだよ一体。
I walked over to my PC confused and opened that channel. I decided to start by opening the news board. There were quite a few threads about the original and current New Generation Madness incidents. I couldn't believe my eyes. The page was filled with the names Senri Minamisawa and Riko Haida. Did they go public with this? And I could see the words burnt to death here and there too. Oh boy.
警察が犯人を公表したのか？
違う。読んでみるとわかるが、どっかから情報が漏れたらしい。
Interesting.
情報が漏れた。
I opened up a thread and saw that yes, the police were still remaining silent. Now, one thing I should point out, in case you forgot, the name of Chapter 8 is Betrayal. So that means someone in our party, it's either that or Shinjo and Kunosato, leaked this information. Something shady's going on. Killer behind the return of the New Generation attacks goes up in flames, suicide, murder. On the afternoon of the 24th, a temp worker named Riko Haida was found burnt to death in her condo. She burnt herself to death in suicide after having trouble at work, but sources close to the investigation said that she was a suspect in the return of the New Generation Madness case. Possibility Riko was a false name, but her body's heavily damaged. Well, they say she was burned to death, but no one's talking about how she was impaled. The guys on Crazy Girls are starting to track her down, and by the way, this is the security camera footage of what we think is Senri. That's the security camera footage? I think Arimura deleted it. Who could this be then? Unless she lied about deleting it. But otherwise, who would have done this? But there was the picture Arimura and I had seen of her on the security camera and a photo of her when she was a student. That girl in the photo with Senri is totally my type. What? Oh, Kurisu. A cute girl like that's a killer? If no, wait, no, but the girl in the photo with Senri, they wouldn't have had the childhood photo. It does mention the orphanage. Oh, an Aoba clinic, they wrote down the number? Oh, that sucks. Oh, we're gonna get blasted. A girl like this couldn't do it on her own. It might have been from a religious orphanage. It looks like she was helping Minawasawa hide. Oof. Okay, Kurisu's a target. This sucks. And there was a ton of weird info on Senator Minawasawa with no source even given. Some of it said...
Oi, なんだよこれ?
Yeah, there's the old photo. Oh, this sucks.
見つけたか?
くそ、情報弱者どもがろくに確かめもしないで何適当なこと書き込んでんだ.
I was angry because I saw Kurisu and Kawahara's names mixed in with the information on Senri Minawasawa. The first idiot who'd posted was probably an old classmate of theirs. The three of them were friends and always together. That information had nothing to do with the case. What were they thinking? And the irresponsible comments that came after were even worse. Another thread said that Minawasawa had once lived in Aoba dorm and that Kurisu visited her every day in her condo. This was crazy. There were even a few morons saying that Kurisu was an accomplice to the murders because she'd helped Senri Minawasawa stay hidden and that the police were coming to arrest her. That was probably why her phone number had shown up on an interview site. Here refers to the act of someone on the internet calling an individual or group for unsolicited telephone interview, used when someone or some group has done something wrong and internet users call them en masse to question them or complain. Supposedly done out of a sense of justice or righteous anger, but in fact many people do this just for fun or because everyone else is doing it. I guess today we would say that's a kind of doxing. Oh, and I don't know if you caught it, it was really quick, but the bottom comments mentioned that, yep, she's the student council vice president at Hekiho. Or no, student council president. She's the newspaper vice president. When I saw that Kurisu's graduation photo was uploaded along with Senri's, I slammed my fists down onto the desk.
何なんだよこれ.
どうしたのタク?
Serika jumped up when she heard me yell.
キルソイとクルスに電話してみる.
いや、俺も電話してみたがダメだった。副部長は電源を切ってる。
Oh, that sucks. We should just go over there. I hit my computer's power button and quickly headed for the door.
わかった。直接アワリを言ってみる.
Alright.
ああ、俺も行く。向こうで落ち合おう。
Ito hung up as well.
尾上、悪いがちょっと留守番しててくれ.
What?
やだよ。のんちゃんに何かあったんでしょ？私も連れてって。
Yeah, why the hell wouldn't we? Serika followed after me as I ran out the door. I didn't have a choice, so the two of us ran toward Aoba dorm. What the hell was the reasoning behind that? There were already several strange vans parked outside the dorm when we got there. Some people were already wandering around outside with video cameras.
マスゴミめ、もう来てんのか。いい加減にしろよ。
As I got close to Aoba dorm, I could feel several sets of eyes upon me.
ねえ、ちょっといいかな。君らもしかしてここの子?
Several men who appeared to be reporters started to surround us.
はい? 何がですか?
Just Either don't comment or say no comment.
だからここに住んでる子？
違います。すみません。通してください。
じゃあ友達かな。クルスノノって子知ってる？
知りません。
I decided to lie. If I told them I knew Kurisu, I figured I wouldn't be able to take another step.
それじゃあさ、南沢千里っていう名前に心当たりはないかな？
ネットで見なかった。例の猟奇殺人の犯人らしいんだけどね。
だからほんと知らないです。僕たち青葉院に薬をもらいに来ただけですから。
Then I grabbed Sarika's hand and started to run. I shook off the hands that tried to grab at me and rang in the bell for Aoba Clinic, not Aoba Dorm. I could hear several frustrated noises behind me. Maybe it was just because the police hadn't made their announcement yet, but even the media didn't seem to want to step on the clinic's property. It would probably be considered trespassing. Soon I heard someone on the other side of the door.
僕だよ。尾上もいる。
I whispered and the door opened. I slid inside and the door was quickly closed again.
よ、おかえり。
Well, we're back, but I do not predict good things. But for now, it's time to stop the installment. Well, we certainly made a lot of progress today, didn't we? We seem to have ended the New Generation murders. I guess there's still time tonight. But oh no. Somebody, somehow, leaked the information about Senri. I said someone and somehow, but also for some reason. What is going on here? Unless someone in our party has been with the villains the whole time? I guess the plot's going to thicken even further. Until next time, everyone.